Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Market Preview. My name is Vasily, I'm your trading coach and professional forex trader. For today's weekly edition, I prepared for you a very nice lesson on trading psychology. Based on analysis on gold, we will discuss whether it's too high and short rally is coming, or the market is still going higher and we can expect the continuation to higher levels of structure. And also we will discuss EURUSD pair. I have prepared for you a very nice lesson on higher time frame analysis, and I will show you the very interesting situation when on one time frame you are like 100% bearish, but when you switch to the higher, even higher time frame, you see the dramatic shift in a perspective and how it is important for you to always check the higher time frame. So I truly believe you will enjoy this new weekly edition, and don't forget to like it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and enjoy this video. Alright guys, so we're gonna start with the EURUSD pair. And on the EURUSD, when we execute the top-down analysis, when we execute just the technical analysis, our first task is to identify where the market is going. Are we bullish or bearish? And here, to identify that, we need to identify the swings, the impulses, and by that we will identify the current market trend. So here I just analyze the impulses. I identify the impulses and start drawing the lines like that, yes. And by that I'm trying to get where the market is going right now. So just drawing the impulses, I think you can easily notice that the trend is bearish. But it is not enough for us to just say it is bearish just based on our intuition. We need rules. This reasoning should be strictly rule-based, and here what we see the segments over the lower lows. Yes, the price clearly sets the lower lows, and at the same time the price sets the lower highs. And you know, it is just the classic rule-based technique to identify the downtrend. Yes, and clearly right now EURUSD is bearish, and now after the price set the lower high right here, the lower low right here, the price right now is correcting, and most likely it will continue going down to the new lows. Yes. One more thing that we can identify on the daily time frame on the EURUSD is the trend line. Just by this lower highs, we can draw the trend line, we can draw the following trend line, and we can see that right now the market is also following this falling trend line. Why do we say that this trend line is confirmed? Because we already have 3 touches, and by 3 touches the market confirmed that for the market participants this trend line is a very strong vertical falling resistance. Yes, and now you can see that price is testing this trend line again. The price is testing this trend line again, and clearly at the moment EURUSD is trading in the consolidation. Yes, on the daily the price is clearly coiling. It is coiling within this narrow horizontal range, and just based on the daily time frame analysis, we expect the bearish movement from here. We expect that this range will be broken to the downside and the price will go lower. But if we switch to the higher time frame, if we analyze the higher time frame perspective, you will be surprised how dramatically the perspective may change. So now let's analyze what's happening on the higher time frame. So I switch to the weekly chart, and on the weekly chart here is our price action. You can see that on the weekly chart the price is clearly bullish, yes, and we see the high highs, high lows, so the market is clearly trading in the uptrend on the weekly. And one more thing that we can identify on the weekly chart is this rising trend line, right? This rising trend line. Why this trend line is important for us? Because look like the price reacted in the past on this trend line. 1, 2, we can see even 3 here, 4, 5 touches. Yes, 5 touches, and each time from that trend line we see a strong movement to the upside. You know, buyers were willing to buy from this trend line. It looks like for the market participants this trend line is just the most important level of support. And what happened just recently? Just recently, if we take away our past drawings and just bring our rising trend line, you can see that just recently this trend line was reached. This trend line was reached, and immediately after this high momentum bearish candle to the downside, the market reacted. The market reacted and we saw a bullish wick. Yes, after this wick, after this strongly bearish wick, once the trend line was reached, the market immediately turned to bullish. So you see that though on the daily it is like 100% bearish trend, on the weekly perspective changes. On the weekly we see that right now it is just the perfect spot for long-term buying position on the EURUSD. So now let's discuss how we're going to apply this analysis that we made on the EURUSD. So what gonna we do with all that? How we apply this in our trading next week? So switching back to the daily time frame and just drawing our trend line. Yes, here's our trend line. What we may derive just based on the analysis on the daily and weekly, that right now the price is clearly trading in the decision zone. Yes, it is clearly the decision zone. From upside, we have our falling trend line. Yes, we have our falling trend line, and for sellers, it is the perfect spot for selling. But here goes our rising weekly trend line, and it serves as the support for the market. Yes, so clearly right now the price is stuck between two falling trend lines in this triangle, and it is just the perfect example of the indecision. Yes, but also remember that weekly time frame is always more important than the daily, and clearly this trend line, this weekly trend line, it will be more powerful than this falling daily trend line. But for us, one thing is clear right now: it is risky for us to sell because we are facing our strong rising trend line, and it is risky for us to buy because here is our falling trend line and sellers still willing to sell from that. So your task here is just to wait until the breakout. Most likely the breakout of the trend line to the upside will clarify the bullish continuation to higher levels, and it will switch our bias to bullish, while the violation of this trend line on the weekly time frame, this will be the clear signal for the bearish continuation and for the very strong bearish trend. So you can see that you should always take into consideration two scenarios. Two scenarios here are equally possible. I truly trust the weekly analysis. I truly believe that this major trend line will be respected and we still can expect the bullish movement. But who knows, guys? Who knows? On the daily it is so bearish, so too risky to be involved, too risky to take midterm and long-term decisions right now. The best option is to wait. I think it is just the perfect example how perspective matters. Yes, we can be like 100% bearish on a daily, but once we analyze weekly, boom, totally different picture. So know that, always check the higher time frame, always check, and you will be surprised how many times the perspective will change. Yes, so now let's discuss gold. Alright guys, so now let's talk about gold. And this week I had very nice discussion with one of my students concerning the current gold prices. And he is right now planning to open very big short position. He's planning to short with a big lot, expecting a dramatic drop to the downside. And I asked him what is the reasoning behind his short, why he wants to sell. And he told me a very simple thing, that it is too high right now, and obviously the market is overbought, and just based on the daily analysis, just based on the daily chart, it is too high right now, and just it's like no sense for the bullish continuation. And there's a very big problem with such reasoning. If you think that the price is too high, it is just this subjective view, right? And remember that if the price keeps growing, if the price keeps setting new higher highs and higher lows, it means that the majority of the market participants still thinks that it is not too high. They think it is still undervalued, and they think that it should grow even higher. For this reason they buy. Big money keep buying gold because they believe that it is still too low, that the price should be definitely higher. And just try to avoid this reasoning with too high and too low. It is never too high for the market. And just take Bitcoin, for example, it was growing like crazy, and just analyze the weekly analysis of gold, how it was going in the past. Here is the year 2001, and just get the price there was $272 per ounce, and now just how many years? It was growing for 11 years. 11 years, bro. So definitely it's never too high. It is never too high, and we never know how far it can grow just based on the current prices. Most likely it will reach this all-time market high, but moreover, why not it can continue even higher? Avoid this reasoning with the too high, too low. It is very, very, very dangerous. Just analyze the perspective on the daily. Just recently we set the new higher close, right? The market clearly set the new higher close right here. And moreover, on Friday, the market set the locally new higher high. Yes, so here are our highs. Yes, and clearly the market is still bullish. Just no indicator at all that it is preparing for the reverse. And just saying that it is too high, it is definitely not enough. I just met a lot of guys who were trading Bitcoin like that, who were selling Bitcoin like that. Just, it's like $1,000 per Bitcoin, time to sell. $5,000 per Bitcoin, time to sell. 10,000 time to sell. With such approach, you will just break your bank, and that's it. And just another example, the natural gas. And I know that many of you trade nat gas, and many of you were thinking that it's just too low, that it is trading just on the all-time lows, and just it's no structure on the left, and because of that, the market should start growing. But what happened on on Thursday? The market broke again. The market started to fall like crazy, and we saw this high momentum bearish candle. Just look on the weekly, gas falling since 2018, and it can just keep falling. It just keep falling, and you saw how oil acted. It reached zero price. So we should be prepared for everything. So I hope that just these examples help you to get that this reasoning with too high, too low, it just doesn't work at all, especially when you just execute the analysis by your own. When you just read some Bloomberg article, and just based on that you say, bro, it is too high, I sell gold. Some authors said that banks will sell it. No, don't do that. I don't want you to lose money on that. It is just too bad. So I think that this reasoning will help you, and you will avoid this reasoning. Alright guys, so thank you for watching, and I truly believe that you enjoyed this new weekly edition. And though we haven't discussed with you any trading plan, we just discussed the psychology, the correct approach of trading the higher time frames, I think it will be insightful for you, and it will help you a lot in your trading. So don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to share this video with your friend. And the nature of trading is so that in summer usually the market slows down, and for my trading strategy, for top-down trading, it is right now quite hard to find good trading setups because so many conditions we are looking for to trade it properly. So I'm just waiting for the borders to be open to go on vacation and also take some weeks off, but still we work, still we trade, and I truly believe that next week will be profitable for us. And if you want to learn more, just contact me. I have the premium educational group for you, and you will get more videos and more education. Guys, enjoy your weekend and good luck.